Hi guys, welcome back to Top 10 Central. Today we'll be counting down top 10 most dangerous and deadliest weapons ever created by mankind. Some of mankind's amazing talent and most creative efforts have been poured into creating new and more effective ways of killing humans. It will not surprise you that all of these weapons are 20th century invention, though some ancestry can be traced back thousands of years. We will start off with 3 weapons that can be used by a single soldier before moving over the big stuff. On number 10, we have RPG, rocket-propelled grenade. With RPG, you can fire anti-tank rockets from the shoulder. Germans developed this weapon into the feared anti-tank weapon. A soldier with a limited training and a cheap and a simple rocket-propelled grenade can destroy a multi-million-dollar tank. It was widely used against the US Army in Vietnam War. When Soviet Army invaded Afghanistan, they faced the Mujahideen, who quickly became very adopted in the use of it against tanks and military vehicles. In the middle of 1950s, the American Army developed their version of RPG, which became known as the lightweight anti-tank weapon. RPG remained the means of armed vehicles and tanks since their inception. On number 9, we have DSR-50, the 50 caliber sniper rifle. This bolt-action sniper rifle chambered to fire the massive 50 caliber BMG round. It is based on DSR-1, a specialized sniper rifle for police sharpshooters. The DSR-50 has an integral hydraulic recoil damping system in the buttstock and an integral muzzle brake, which reduce the perceived muzzle block. Designed to punch a hole in an armed military vehicle, will leave what happened when you shoot a person to your imagination. On number 8, we have flamethrower. Flamethrowers were used first by ancient Greek as far back as 1st century AD. In more modern times, flamethrowers were utilized throughout the First World War by the Germans and more commonly used in the Second World War. Not all flamethrowers are the same. Some are designed to project a stem of fire that is caused by flammable liquid that has been ignited. Others are designed to project a long flame of gas. Liquid are the most common type used in military flamethrowers. Commercial devices opt to use propane, natural gases, high pressure ones, as they are generally considered safer to use. Military use of flamethrowers are mainly centered around attacking fortification, bunkers, etc. Civilian use of flamethrowers tend to be more agricultural in nature. They are useful for cleaning fields, for example. Flamethrower comes in many forms. Portable ones tend to be two-part device. They can also be vehicle mounted for easy use. Simple to operate and maintain. You certainly don't want to be on the receiving end of them, making them number 8 on our list. On number 7, we have Schwarzenegger. Schwarzenegger, this was the name given to a German 80 cm railway gun. A huge piece of artillery designed to be shot from a railway wagon. It was developed in late 1930s by Troop of Essence as artillery for the explicit purpose of destroying the main fort of French Maginot Line during a siege. At the time, these were the strongest fortification in existence. Gustav could fire shell weighing 7 tons to a distance 47 km. When fully assembled, the Schwarzenegger weighed nearly 1,350 tons. Germans designed this piece of artillery to prepare for the Battle of France. The biggest gun of World War II was not ready to do the battle when the battle began. Schwarzenegger was deployed later during the War of the Soviet Union. Leningrad was the next stop for the 80 cm gun and probably was planned to use in the Voronezh uprising like other German heavy artillery. The Germans demolished Schwarzenegger in 1945 near the very end of World War II, so it couldn't be confiscated by Soviet army. It was the largest caliber artillery weapon ever used in combat. The heaviest mobile artillery weapon ever built, considered the total weight, and fired the heaviest shell of any artillery gun. There are only 2 weapons that have larger caliber weaponry, the British Mallet mortar and the American Little Dawit mortar. On number 6, we have Nimitz-class aircraft carrier. The Nimitz-class aircraft carrier is the world's biggest warship at over 1,000 feet, costing around whopping $4.5 billion each. They are also most expensive ones. The 100,000 ton carrier can hold up to 90 aircraft and are fitted with anti-craft guns and missiles. They are expected to serve for 50 years. However, the US is already developing its successor in Jared R4 class, which will be even bigger and better and is expected to cost around $12 billion. Instead of gas turbines or the diesel-electric system which are used for propulsion on most modern warships, the carrier used 2 nuclear reactors which drive the 4 propeller shafts and can achieve a maximum speed of over 30 knots. Because they use nuclear power, These massive ships can operate for over 20 years without refueling. The ability to project power anywhere on the planet with the ability to defend itself means a higher place on our list. On number 5, we have chimera virus. In ancient mythology, a chimera is an animal formed from part of different animals like a hippogriffin or a griffin, which aptly describe this virus. A chimera virus is made by combining the DNA of 2 or more other viruses. In 1980s, the Soviets were experimenting with them, using the genetic material from other viruses and injecting them into a smallpox, thus producing a chimera. This process ensured the new virus is able to retain the smallpox virulence and appearance under a microscope, while at the same time it's able to spread an entirely different infection. This genetic engineering breakthrough allowed viral agents to evade known treatment and vaccines, making them all the more deadly. On number 4, we have Russian aviation thermobaric bomb of increased power. In 2007, the Russians successfully tested and released their aviation thermobaric bomb of increased power, quickly nicknamed the father of all bombs. The father of all bombs is reportedly 4 times more powerful than US military's biggest non-nuclear bomb, which is popularly known as mother of all bombs. This makes the Russian device officially the most powerful conventional non-nuclear weapon in the world. The father of all bombs replaced several small nuclear bombs in the Russian arsenal. It yields an equivalent of 44 tons of TNT while just using only 7 tons of new high explosive. Its blast and pressure wave has a similar effect to a small nuclear weapon. Just on a smaller scale, the bomb detonates in a mid-air, causing supersonic shockwave and extreme temperature. The thermobaric weapon generates longer, more sustained blast wave with higher temperature as compared to conventional explosive. Because of this, they produce more damage over larger areas than conventional weapons of similar mass. On number 3, we have intercontinental ballistic missile. The intercontinental ballistic missile is a ballistic missile that is guided to the target. It can travel at least 3,400 miles and was built primarily for transporting nuclear weapons. The intercontinental ballistic missile have the capability of being launched from airplanes, submarines, and armed vehicles. They became an integral part of the MAD doctrine because these weapons allow the flexibility that enable the country to strike back and destroy the enemy. It basically guarantees a second strike on the enemy. With the advancing of technology, came to fruition that an ICBM could be used to launch several nuclear warheads at once because of multiple independent targetable re-entry vehicle. On number 2, we have multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicle. The MIRV, which is a multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicle, is a payload for ballistic missiles that contain multiple warheads. For each warhead has the capability of being aimed to hit one of many targets. The old-fashioned warhead could only transport a single nuclear bomb on a single missile and aim a single target. The next step was multiple re-entry vehicle missile that would carry numerous warheads that were all dispersed but not individually aimed, which resulted in a blast similar to a shotgun. The MIRV solved that problem. All warheads were now targetable. Before we continue further, be sure to subscribe to our channel if you didn't subscribe until now and ring the bell icon to get notified for our latest video. If you like the video, please smash that like button below and do let us know in the comment section below which weapon you think is the most dangerous and deadly weapon of all time. On number 1, we have TSAR bomber. Every aspect of the phrase weapon of mass destruction applies to the TSAR bomber. The weapon was the Soviet Union rebuttal to the US nuclear program. A massive device designed to decimate everything. That's what the bomb was. Only one was ever detonated and that was enough. TSAR bomber remained the most powerful device ever detonated by the mankind. To compare, the most powerful device to the United States ever created was the B-41. It's also the only 3-stage nuclear device the US created. The B-41 had a maximum yield of 25 megatons TNT, while the TSAR bomber had a maximum yield of 100 megatons of TNT. Of course, the most powerful nuclear bomb ever detonated had a massive mushroom cloud. The mushroom cloud is estimated to have a cone as high as 40 miles in the sky, which is about 7 times as tall as Mount Everest. The bomb also unleashed a massive fireball to accompany the mushroom cloud. Once detonated, the fireball nearly reached the height at which the bomb was dropped and was visible more than 600 miles away from the site. The bomb was essentially built to flex the Soviet Union military strength. Because of this, the bomb was so huge that it was basically too huge. What does this mean? It means that it wasn't practical for the wartime use. For one, moving the bomb around was simply too complicated. It doesn't even really fit into the jet that dropped it from the sky. That plane had to be heavily modified for the bomb. Second, the crew on the plane had only 50% chance of survival. All of this comes even after the bomb was scaled down from its original 100 megaton size.